You walk through those heavy glass doors, and the first thing that hits you isn't the smell of filtered air or the dim, perpetual twilight of the room. It's the sound. The symphony of 1,000 digital bells, the rhythmic thrum of spinning reels, and that unmistakable electronic trill of a jackpot. It's designed to feel like a celebration, a place where anyone can be one spin away from a life-changing moment. But if you ask the people who actually work here, the technicians who fix the circuit boards, and the floor runners who see the drop every night, they'll tell you a different story. They see the patterns you don't. They know which machines are designed to give you a near-miss rush just to keep you in the seat, and which ones are programmed with such a high licensing tax that they almost never pay out. Today, we're going behind the curtain. We revealing the specific machines ex-workers avoid like the plague and the psychological traps hidden in plain sight. If you've ever felt like a machine was taking from you, you were probably right. Let's find out why. 1. The brand name trap. Hollywood's hidden tax. When you scan the floor, your eyes are naturally drawn to the familiar. You see a massive, 10-foot-tall screen featuring the Avengers, Britney Spears, or The Walking Dead. These machines are spectacular, high-definition clips, vibrating chairs, and concert-quality sound. But ex-casino workers will tell you these are often the tightest machines in the building. Think about the economics. The casino has to pay a massive licensing fee to the movie studios or the celebrities to use that imagery. Every time you spin, a portion of that wager isn't going into the prize pool. It's going back to Hollywood to pay for the rights to those characters. To make up for that cost, the manufacturer sets the return to player, or RTP, significantly lower than the boring, off-brand fruit machines next to them. I once spoke to a floor manager who called these the tourist tax. They are designed to attract casual players who want to be entertained, not players who want to win. You're essentially paying for a movie ticket, one spin at a time, but the ticket price is infinite. Skip the blockbuster machines. Look for the house brand slots, the ones with generic themes like ancient diamonds or golden sevens. They have lower overhead, which often means a slightly higher payout percentage for you. 2. The entrance illusion. Why first impressions are deceptive. It's one of the oldest myths in the book. The machines near the entrance pay out more to lure people in. Decades ago, when coins still rattled into metal trays, this might have had a grain of truth. The sound of a winner at the door created an immediate buzz. But modern casino design has flipped the script. According to ex-floor workers, the machines at the very front of the house or near the high-traffic main arteries of the floor are often set to be the least generous. Why? Because the casino doesn't need to lure you there. You're already there. These aisle-facing machines catch the drive-by players, the people who have 5 minutes to kill before a dinner reservation or those just walking through to the parking garage. These players aren't looking for a long session. They're just throwing $20 at a screen. The casino maximizes its profit by keeping those machines tight. The real loose machines, if they exist, are often tucked away in lower traffic areas where the casino wants to encourage people to sit down and stay for a while. Avoid the aisle-end machines. Walk at least 50 feet into the heart of a slot bank. The machines that require a little more effort to find are often the ones intended for marathon players, meaning they might offer a better time-on-device experience. 3. The penny slot paradox. The most expensive game in the house, the label says 1 cent, and it feels safe. You think, how much damage can I really do at a penny a spin? This is the biggest lie on the casino floor. Ex-casino hosts often watch with a mix of pity and frustration as players flock to penny slots, oblivious to the fact that they are playing the most expensive games in the building. On a modern penny machine, you aren't betting 1 cent, you're betting per line. Most of these machines have 40, 50, or even 100 lines, and they require you to bet max lines to even be eligible for a bonus. Suddenly, that penny spin is $2.50 or $4. Compounding this is the fact that, statistically, penny slots have the lowest RTP of any machine type. While a $5 or $25 high-limit machine might return 95 to 98%, a penny slot often hovers around 85 to 88%. Over an hour of play, you are losing money significantly faster than the guy at the $1 machine. Check the bet multipliers. If a penny machine requires a $2 minimum to cover all lines, move to a quarter machine or $8 one machine, where a single unit bet might actually be cheaper and offer a much higher payout percentage. Have you ever checked your total bet on a cheap machine only to be shocked by the total? 4. The progressive jackpot mirage, siphoning your wins. Everyone wants to be the one who hits the mega bucks for $20 million. Those giant, glowing digital signs are the ultimate sirens. But here's the secret ex-technicians know. A progressive machine is a cannibal. To fund that life-changing jackpot, the machine has to take a contribution from every single spin. If the machine is programmed to return 90%, it might take 3% or 4% of that just to fuel the big jackpot. This means the base game, the small and medium wins that keep your bankroll alive, is much thinner than a non-progressive machine. You'll experience more dead spins, and your money will vanish much faster because the machine is saving all its energy for a win that occurs once every few years. Unless you hit that top prize, you are playing a game with a significantly worse edge than the standard machine next to it. If you aren't specifically hunting the grand jackpot, stay away from wide-area progressives. Stick to machines with standalone jackpots or flat-top prizes. They don't siphon off as much of your daily wins to pay for someone else's dream. Would you rather have a 1 in a million chance at 10 million or a 1 in 1,000 chance at 5,000? 5. The psychology of the near miss. Programmed frustration. Have you ever seen two jackpot symbols line up perfectly, and the third one stops just a hair above or below the line? You feel your heart jump. You think, I was so close. It's about to hit. Ex-casino workers call this the near-miss effect, and it is 100% intentional. Modern slots use a pseudo-random number generator, PRNG. The moment you hit the spin button, the result is already decided by the computer. However, the machine is programmed to display that result in the most tantalizing way possible. If the computer decides you lost, it will often choose to show a near-miss display because psychological studies show that almost winning triggers the same dopamine response as actually winning, and it makes you want to spin again immediately. It's a hot feeling that is purely artificial. The reels aren't physical anymore. They are just a movie playing back a result, and that movie is directed to keep you frustrated and engaged. Don't let a near miss dictate your next move. It doesn't mean the machine is warm or due. Every spin is a completely independent event from the one before it. If you feel that spike of frustration, take a 5-minute walk. The machine isn't teasing you. It's just following its code. 6. The dead zone machines, bathrooms, and buffets. If you're looking for a machine that never pays, look at the ones placed near the distraction zones. Ex-floor workers often notice that machines situated near the bathrooms, the buffet lines, or the ticket redemption kiosks are set to be some of the lowest paying units. The logic is simple. People in these areas are preoccupied. They are waiting for their spouse to finish in the restroom or standing in line for food. They aren't serious players. They are just time killers. The casino knows that these players aren't looking for a long-term session, so there is no incentive to offer them a high RTP to keep them around. These machines are essentially holding pens for transient traffic. If you're playing while standing with your coat on, waiting for someone, you're likely playing a tight machine. Never play a machine out of convenience or boredom while waiting for something else. If you want to play, commit to finding a bank of machines where people look like they've been sitting for a while. Those are the areas the casino monitors for customer satisfaction. 7. Skill-based slot traps, the gamer illusion. The newest trend on the floor is skill-based slots. These look like Pac-Man, Angry Birds, or first-person shooters. They are designed to attract a younger generation that grew up on video games. The hook is that if you're good at the game, you'll win more. Ex-casino workers warn that this is largely an illusion. While your performance in the bonus round might slightly nudge your payout, the base game is still a standard, high-edge slot machine. The skill portion usually only accounts for a tiny fraction of the overall RTP. Furthermore, because these machines are expensive to develop and require more maintenance, the house edge is often quite high to cover costs. You might be the best Pac-Man player in the world, but you're still playing against a math model that is designed to keep the house ahead. Treat skill-based slots as entertainment, not a competitive advantage. If you want to use skill to beat the house, you're in the wrong section. Go to the blackjack table or the poker room. Have you tried these new games yet? Or do you prefer the classic reels? 8. The myth of the hot and cold machine. You've seen them. The players who walk around touching the screens, or the vultures who wait for someone to lose $500 before jumping on the machine because it's due to pop. Technicians laugh at this. They know that the random number generator inside is cycling thousands of number combinations every single second, even when no one is playing. The moment you press that button, it picks a number. It doesn't know, and doesn't care, how much money was put into it in the last hour. A machine could pay out 2 jackpots back to back, or it could go 10 years without one. There is no memory. The idea that a machine is cold because it has paid lately is a cognitive bias. In fact, if a machine has been paying out, some players stay away, thinking it's empty. Both strategies are equally wrong. Stop looking for patterns where there are none. The best strategy isn't when to play, but what to play. Focus on the denomination and the machine type, not the recent history shown on the last win display. That display is only there to trigger your emotions, not your logic. 9. The high-limit room. The truth about the velvet rope: many players are intimidated by the high-limit room, but ex-casino hosts will tell you that, mathematically, it's actually the fairest place in the building. A $100 per spin machine often has an RTP of 96% to 98%, which is much better than the 88% you find on the main floor. However, there's a massive catch: the risk of ruin. Because the bets are so high, a cold streak will wipe out a standard bankroll in seconds. The machines there don't necessarily never pay out. In fact, they pay out more frequently, but they require a massive entry fee to survive the volatility. For most players, entering this room is the fastest way to lose everything, not because the machines are rigged, but because the math of the bet size versus your wallet is unsustainable. Only enter the high-limit room if your bankroll can handle at least 50 max bet spins. If you're just taking a shot with your last $200, you are statistically almost certain to walk out with nothing. Persistence is the only way the higher RTP works in your favor. 10. The hidden payout switches. Can workers change the odds? There's a common urban legend that a pit boss can press a button in a back room and make the machines tighter on a busy Saturday night. Ex-technicians want you to know this is physically impossible in 99% of jurisdictions. To change the payout of a machine, you usually have to physically open it and swap out a chip, EPROM, or perform a major software reset that is heavily regulated by the Gaming Commission. It's not a dimmer switch. However, what casinos do is move tight machines into high-visibility areas during big events. They don't change the odds of the machine. They change the layout of the floor to ensure the most profitable for them. Machines are where the most people are. Don't worry about the switch. The odds are set when the machine is installed. Instead, pay attention to the type of machine. If the casino has moved a bank of triple diamond slots to a new, flashy spot, ask yourself why they want you to see them so badly. 11. The vulture strategy. Why stalking doesn't work. You'll see them lurking near the must-hit-buy progressive machines. These are slots that have a guaranteed jackpot before they reach a certain number, say $500. Vultures wait until the meter is at $490 and then swoop in. While this is one of the few ways to actually have a mathematical edge, ex-workers say it's a miserable way to play. The competition is fierce, and the profit is often eaten up by the amount of time you spend waiting. Moreover, casinos are starting to phase these out or adjust the math so that the edge is thinner than ever. Stalking a player who is losing won't help you either, because as we discussed, the RNG has no memory of that player's bad luck. If you see a must-hit buy that is very close to its limit, sure, take a seat. But don't make it your life's mission. The stress and the sitting and waiting usually ruin the entertainment value of the trip. 12. Celebration of loss. The sound and light trap. Ex-casino workers often point out the celebration of loss phenomenon. This is when you bet $3, win $1.50, and the machine goes crazy. Lights flash, music plays, and the screen says big win. You feel like you won, but your balance just went down by $1.50. This is a powerful psychological tool designed to mask the fact that you are losing. It keeps the excitement level high even as your bankroll depletes. On older machines, a loss was silent. On modern machines, every spin is a show. If you aren't watching your actual credit balance, you can be fooled into thinking you having a lucky night while you actually bleeding out. Ignore the sounds and the big win graphics. Watch the credit meter. If the music is playing but the number is lower than when you started the spin, the machine just celebrated your loss. Don't let the bells distract you from the reality of your wallet. 13. The rewards card audit. How they rate your value. When you slide that rewards card in, the casino starts tracking your THEO, your theoretical loss. This is the amount of money the casino expects to win from you based on the machines you choose and how fast you play. Ex-hosts use this data to decide who gets the comps, the free rooms, and stakes. But here's the kicker. They aren't looking for winners to reward. They are looking for predictable losers. If you play high-edge penny slots at a high speed, your THEO is massive, and the casino will shower you with gifts to keep you coming back. If you play low-edge machines and play slowly, your value to them is low. The free room is never actually free. It's a calculated rebate on your expected losses. Use the card for the perks, but don't let the quest for points drive your play. If you find yourself spinning faster just to reach the next tier, you've fallen into their trap. The casino is auditing you. Make sure you're auditing them right back. 14. The final verdict. Playing for time, not just money at the end of the day. The people who work in casinos have a very different perspective on the floor than the people who visit. They don't see magic or luck. They see math, psychology, and hardware. They know that every light, every sound, and every machine placement is a deliberate choice made by a multi-billion-dollar corporation to nudge you toward a specific behavior. The machines that never pay out aren't necessarily broken. They are just doing exactly what they were programmed to do: maximize the house as profit. The only real way to win at slots is to change your definition of winning. If you go in expecting to pay for a few hours of high-intensity entertainment, you can walk away satisfied regardless of the credit meter. But if you go in thinking you can outsmart the RNG or find a hot machine, the house has already won. Knowledge is your only shield. By avoiding the brand name traps, the island illusions, and the penny paradoxes, you can make your bankroll last longer and keep the experience fun. Play smart, stay disciplined, and always know when it's time to take your voucher and walk toward the exit. Set a win limit and a loss limit before you even park the car. When you hit either one, leave. The most successful player isn't the one who hits the jackpot. It's the one who knows how to keep their winnings and walk away. What's your walk-away rule? Let us know in the comments below.